I've got a tip for you. Are you ready? Here it comes. One of the most healing things that I've ever come across is really understanding judgments and opinions. So let me break it down for you. An opinion is something that you believe that's not a fact. It's your opinion. A judgment is a spicy opinion. So you know when you go into a Chinese restaurant or a Thai restaurant and they have the little chili peppers on the menu items to let you know which ones are really spicy? A judgment is a spicy opinion. That's what I'm telling you. Now, in the Bible, it talks about judging righteous judgment. So that really means being able to see the truth. But for most of us, our judgments are our opinions. Our opinions. And our opinions get in our way all the time. Because what our opinions are used for is separation. Judgments and opinions are the tools, the weapons of separation. And so we have to be willing to let them go in order to have a life of true love. Here's another important thought. So we're needing to truly understand what discernment is and what clear perception is. And it's challenging. So we're looking at our life and we're trying to figure out what the heck is going on a lot of the time. And if we're looking at our life, we're looking at the experiences that we're having and we're trying to discern what's really going on, but we're looking through the lens of our past, we won't have clear perception. We'll be looking at our experiences in order to form judgments and opinions about them. The judgments and the opinions about our life are the ways that we declare we know what's going on. Where we think we know what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad. But you know what? I don't really know very many people who can see through all directions of time and space. And if we can't see through all directions of time and space, then can we clearly perceive the truth? Or is it going to be colored by our judgments and opinions if we value our judgments and opinions? So for me, the most healing thing I've done for myself is to say, you know what? I don't need any of my judgments and opinions anymore. Judgments be gone. Judgments be gone. And here's what I'm interested in instead. I'm interested in clearly perceiving the truth in every moment, in every situation. So I don't care what I think about anything anymore. I only am interested in the thoughts I think with God. The thoughts that are holy and true. The great thing about the truth is it is eternal, infinite, changeless. Opinions and judgments change all the time. One of my favorite writers is William Shakespeare. And he wrote a beautiful sonnet about conditional love and unconditional love. And it goes something like this. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds. It is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It doesn't bend with the remover to remove. So think of it this way. If when you get new information, your feelings of love change, then what you're doing is your love is altering when the circumstances alter, when the situation alters, when your perception alters. Your love is changeable. That's not unconditional love. That's conditional. And you know what? Love is not conditional. Love is always unconditional. I always say love comes in one flavor, unconditional. And you can add in all kinds of things. So it's kind of like ice cream where you can add in M&Ms and nuts and Reese's Pieces and Heath bars or whatever it is that you like in your frozen yogurt. But the base of love is love. You can add in romance. You can add in family, you can add in friendship, you can add in all kinds of stuff. But people do not fall in and out of love. Love is not bendable and shakeable. It is, in fact, everlasting, eternal. And so when we hold in our mind that love is shakeable and that love is conditional, then we despair. We despair of ever really discovering true love. True love is unconditional love. It's not romantic love. It's unconditional love, the only kind of love that there is. So I think it's really valuable and important for us to recognize if we're looking for love in all the wrong places and all the wrong faces, it's really because we're looking for special relationship. We're looking for conditional love, and it just doesn't exist. It's a fantasy. Love is not conditional. So when we're in judgments and opinions about our loved ones, it creates so much havoc and despair and upset in our life. If we say we love someone, but we're constantly thinking that they should be improved and they should be different, and we would find them easier to love if, then our love is conditional. And it's really something else. It's really something else. So, it's our job to really pay attention to the thoughts that we're thinking. Because it's the thoughts that we're thinking that create our experience of life. Judgments and opinions are not necessary. However, our preferences are very valuable. So for me, I share my preferences all the time. And you know what I find is at work, in my ministry, I have a whole team of people who are working with me. I have thousands of students and people that I'm working with all of the time. And people are constantly trying to pull me one way or the other or convince me of this thing or that thing. And they're asking for my opinions and my judgments and my perceptions all of the time. And so I've learned that it really, really helps me. Instead of saying I want something or I need something, I say my preference is. My preference is. And it is so healing and nourishing for me to stand in that place of preferences versus wanting and needing. First of all, I know that if I want something, I must not realize that I already have it. The kingdom is within, it's pre-installed. If I'm needing something, then I'm disconnected from the kingdom. All that I need is within. But my preferences are really valuable. So I share my preferences all the time. I prefer vanilla ice cream to chocolate. I prefer vanilla cake to chocolate cake much of the time, but not all of the time. I prefer to get up early in the morning. I'm a morning person. I prefer not to answer email and talk on the phone in the morning. I prefer this and I prefer that. But nothing is bad or wrong. I don't need to have any judgments or opinions about my preferences. And still I can use my preferences to honor how I feel and what I like and what I don't like. But when I like something or don't like something, I don't need to judge anyone else if they like or don't like something in a different way than I do. It's totally okay if we have different opinions, rather preferences, if we have different preferences. And you know what? Other people's judgments and opinions are none of my business. None of my business. I used to get so wrapped up in what other people were thinking and what they should be thinking and all of that. And it was just one of the ways that I didn't pay attention to my own heart, my own mind, and being loving. Live and learn. Live and learn. So I'm sharing with you the one thing that has most profoundly changed my life. And that's deciding that I do not need my judgments or opinions anymore. I'm not interested in them anymore. I am only interested in being loving, and I use my preferences to share what I like and don't like in a loving way. It works for me. Try it. You'll see. It makes a real difference in your life. And I love you. Thank you.